A bird with a chest that blazes like a burning ember against velvet darkness. A bird that carries fire on its tail through the frozen peaks of the Himalayas. A bird chosen by 5 million people to represent their entire nation. A giant among sunbirds with a tail longer than its own body. And finally, a bird named after a woman who died too young, whose beauty honors her memory to this day. These are the 5 most beautiful sunbirds on Earth. These are the crown jewels. In our first episode, we began a journey through the world of sunbirds. We met the purple sunbird, master of disguise, thriving in the cities of India. The beautiful sunbird, surviving in the African Sahel without ever taking a drink. The golden-winged sunbird, with its mathematically curved bill, standing alone in the highlands of East Africa. The regal sunbird, wearing its crown of colors in the gorilla forests of Central Africa. And the orange-breasted sunbird, ancient and unique, guardian of South Africa's flower kingdom. 5 extraordinary birds. But now, we meet the 5 that surpass them all. Each more spectacular than the last. Each with a story that will stay with you long after this film is ended. Let us continue. As the African sun rises, the bush comes alive with sound. But there is one voice that cuts through the chorus. Sharp, insistent, unmistakable. Follow it, and you will find a bird like no other. The scarlet-chested sunbird. At first, all you see is darkness. A bird cloaked in the deepest velvet black. Not shiny, not metallic, but soft, like the darkness of a moonless night. And then, fire. The scarlet chest blazes against the darkness like an ember torn from a volcano. The contrast is absolute. Total darkness and burning light. No other sunbird achieves such drama. This is Africa's bold one, its confident one. The scarlet-chested sunbird knows its worth, and it wants everyone else to know it too. Watch as it chases away birds twice its size. Listen as it announces its territory with calls that echo across the bushveld. This bird fears nothing. It is the primary pollinator for many of Africa's aloe species. Without it, these iconic plants would struggle to survive. A small bird with a very large personality and a chest that burns with the fire of Africa itself. But if you think a chest of flame is impressive, wait until you see what the Himalayas have to offer. A bird that carries fire not on its chest, but streaming behind it like a comet across the mountain sky. We climb now to the roof of the world. The Himalayas, where the greatest mountains on Earth pierce the sky. At these altitudes, life faces challenges that would defeat most creatures. The air contains half the oxygen found at sea level. Temperatures plunge below freezing. Storms arrive without warning. And yet, in this impossible landscape, beauty finds a way. Rhododendron forests cling to steep slopes. In spring, they explode with color. Red, pink, white, purple, a sea of flowers beneath the snow-capped peaks. And dancing among them, a living flame, the fire-tailed sunbird. Its name comes from Latin, ignicauda, firetail. And when you see it, you understand. The tail streams behind like a ribbon of scarlet, catching the thin mountain light, glowing against the snow. It seems impossible. A tropical bird in a world of ice. The crown shimmers with metallic purple. The throat flashes blue. The breast burns with orange and crimson. But it is that tail, those streamers of pure fire, that make this bird unforgettable. How does such a small creature survive here, where winter temperatures can kill? The answer lies in a remarkable ability. On the coldest nights, when survival seems impossible, the fire-tailed sunbird can slow its own metabolism. Its heart rate drops, its body temperature falls. It enters a state of suspended animation, conserving every precious calorie until the sun returns. A bird that carries fire, yet masters ice. Proof that beauty can survive anywhere. Now we descend from the frozen peaks to one of the most modern cities on Earth, where 5 million people chose a single bird to represent everything they stand for. Singapore, a city-state built on an island smaller than most cities. 5 million people, skyscrapers that touch the clouds, one of the most densely populated places on Earth. Not the place you might expect to find, a national icon of natural beauty. And yet, in the gardens that Singapore has woven between its towers, a small bird holds a position of honor. The crimson sunbird. In 2015, the people of Singapore were asked to choose their national bird. From all the species that call this island home, they chose this one. It is not hard to understand why. The crown glitters with metallic green, like polished emerald. The throat flashes violet and blue, shifting with every movement. The breast and back burn with the richest crimson, deep and luxurious. Even the rump, hidden beneath the wings, holds a secret patch of brilliant yellow, a private treasure, revealed only in flight. This bird appears on Singaporean currency, on postage stamps, in national celebrations. It represents something important, a reminder to a busy modern nation that beauty still exists, that nature endures, that wildness can thrive even among skyscrapers. The crimson sunbird pollinates the flowers of Singapore's famous gardens. It eats mosquitoes and other pests. It fills the air with song. A national symbol that earns its status every single day. We have met fire chests and firetails. We have met national treasures. But now we meet a giant, the largest sunbird of them all. A bird named after a gemstone with a tail longer than its entire body. We return to Africa, but to a landscape unlike any we have seen. The Drakensberg, the Dragon Mountains, ancient peaks that rise from the South African plateau like the spine of a sleeping beast. Below them, grasslands stretch to the horizon. Proteas bloom on the slopes. Cold winds sweep down from the heights. And here lives the king of all sunbirds, the malachite sunbird. It is named for malachite, a gemstone known since ancient times. Deep, swirling greens, mysterious patterns, precious and beautiful. And when the sun strikes this bird's feathers, you understand the comparison. Every inch, from crown to tail, burns with metallic green. Not painted, not dyed, but living light refracted through microscopic structures, creating color that seems to glow from within. But it is the tail that truly sets this bird apart. The central feathers extend up to 25 centimeters, longer than the bird's entire body, streaming behind in flight like ribbons of green flame. This extraordinary investment in beauty is not vanity, it is communication. Female malachite sunbirds choose their mates based on tail length. Only the healthiest males, the strongest, the most successful, can afford to grow such magnificent plumes. The tail says, "I am worthy. I have survived. My genes are strong." And when he displays, something even more remarkable appears. Hidden tufts of yellow and crimson burst from his breast like secret metals, revealed only in the most important moments. Private treasures for the most important audience. The malachite sunbird is a giant among its kind, bold, magnificent, unforgettable. And yet, even this spectacular bird must yield the crown to one more. We have saved the best for last, a bird whose colors surpass all others, but more than that, a bird whose name tells a story of love, loss, and remembrance. This is the bird we have been traveling toward from the very beginning. We return now to the Himalayas, but to a different forest, a different altitude, a different story. In the high valleys of Nepal and Bhutan, where rhododendrons paint the mountainsides with color, lives the most beautiful sunbird on Earth. But before we meet it, we must travel back in time to England, to the year 1838. A young naturalist named John Gould was about to embark on the adventure of a lifetime. He would sail to Australia. He would describe hundreds of new species. He would become famous as the man who illustrated Darwin's finches. But he did not travel alone. His wife, Elizabeth, sailed beside him. Elizabeth Gould was not merely a companion. She was an artist of extraordinary talent. Many of the illustrations that made her husband famous were secretly her own work. She traveled with him into the unknown. She sketched birds that Europeans had never seen. She painted masterpieces, often while pregnant, often in conditions that would defeat most people. In 1841, Elizabeth died. She was 37 years old. John Gould was devastated. He had lost not only his wife, but his artistic partner, his collaborator, his greatest support. In the years that followed, John continued his work. He described new species from around the world. And when he encountered the most beautiful sunbird he had ever seen, he named it for the woman he had lost, Mrs. Gould's sunbird. Look at it now, and you will understand why he chose this bird to honor her memory. The crown shimmers with metallic violet, like amethyst held to the light. The throat flashes sapphire blue, shifting with every tiny movement. The breast burns with the deepest crimson, rich and luxurious. And the belly glows with pure golden yellow, the color of sunrise. No other sunbird combines so many colors: purple, blue, crimson, yellow, maroon, black. Every color of the rainbow on a bird that weighs less than a coin. When it moves among the rhododendrons, it seems almost unreal. A jewel come to life, a fragment of a stained glass window, somehow given wings. Elizabeth Gould never saw this bird. She died before her husband described it. but her name lives on, carried through the mountain forests of the Himalayas, sung in the high valleys of Bhutan, whispered wherever bird watchers gather to pay tribute to the most beautiful of them all, Mrs. Gould's Sunbird. A love letter written in feathers that will never fade. We have traveled far, from the gardens of India to the peaks of the Himalayas, from the deserts of Africa to the flower kingdoms of the Cape. We have met 10 birds, 10 living jewels, each one a masterpiece of evolution. The purple sunbird, hiding its brilliance in plain sight. The beautiful sunbird, thriving where water is gold. The golden-winged sunbird, carrying the mathematics of flowers in its bill. The regal sunbird, crowned king of the gorilla forest. The orange-breasted sunbird, ancient guardian of a floral kingdom. The scarlet-chested sunbird, bold and fierce and burning with fire. The fire-tailed sunbird, carrying flame through the realm of ice. The crimson sunbird, chosen by millions to represent a nation. The malachite sunbird, largest of them all, with a tail like streaming emerald. And Mrs. Gould's sunbird, the most beautiful of all, named for a woman whose artistry lives on. These birds pollinate flowers that could not survive without them. They carry seeds across continents. They have inspired artists and scientists and dreamers for as long as humans have looked to the sky. And yet, their future is not certain. The forests they need are shrinking. The flowers they depend upon are disappearing. The climate they have evolved to survive is changing. But there is hope. Every garden planted with native flowers, every forest protected from destruction, every person who looks up and sees the flash of iridescent wings and feels a moment of wonder. These small acts, these moments of attention, these choices we make, keep their story alive. The sunbirds ask nothing of us. They simply exist. They simply shine. Perhaps that is lesson enough. In a world that often feels dark, they remind us that beauty still exists, that wonder is still possible, that something as small as a bird, weighing less than 2 teaspoons of sugar, can carry the colors of the entire universe on its wings. The jewels of sunlight. May they continue to shine for generations to come. If these remarkable birds have moved you, share this story with someone who needs to see them. Subscribe for more journeys into the natural world. And let us know in the comments which sunbird captured your heart. Until next time, keep looking up. You never know what jewel might be flying overhead.